Alright, what's up everyone? It's time for another episode of the Jiggee Jon Show. In the hot seat today is my man Roen. Catching this fella is like catching Donald Trump because, I thought I was busy, but this fella takes it to another level. What's up, brother?
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, man, it's a free ride.
Hey, free ride,
huh? It's a fancy car.
Oh, yeah. Coming from the man who drives a fancy car himself. So, dude, I mean, technically we've known each other, I think, since school days, but we never really... Oh, man, this is a dead end. All right, that's going to help. All right, so not important. Ignore the three-point turn that I'm about to do. But folks, we're here to hear the journey of this gentleman who I think has reinvented himself many times over. But let's just take it back a couple of notches. So you grew up in Taman Tun, right?
How many notches back do you want to go? So,
let's go back to school. I mean, okay. So what I love doing is and telling stories of just everyone who's got a story. Obviously, we can talk about growing up if you were already a businessman at 11, you know. But if that wasn't the case,
lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. You know, your kids maybe lah. But I would say, you know, like, you know, your journey from finishing education and then boom, what happened after that, right?
So never studious growing up. So my mom, I think it was her who urged me to do something like advertising and marketing at the time, which is kind of like a buzzword. It's cool, and more importantly, it's extremely subjective with like how you would answer tests.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be like very right, but I wouldn't be very wrong.
Okay.
So I did that, and then at the time I went to ICT. This is not
Uptown.
Yes, this is the unfancy shop lot ICT.
Yes, I've been there.
Yeah, so I went there for a few years, and there was a training program, and I went to Australia, I went to Canberra.
What did you do?
Mass communication.
So was that a personal choice?
That was, I wasn't sent kicking and screaming, but my mom urged that that's something I should do because that's something I probably could be good at.
Understood.
So I agreed, and I mean, at the end of the day, I did graduate with a bachelor's degree in mass communication. So,
okay.
And that led me to the larger chapter of my journey, which is my working life, and that led me to my entrepreneurial life.
So can I ask, like, what was the first thing you did upon Okay, did you work during college while you were studying? Did you do any part-time gigs?
No.
Okay.
Like, studying, being a student in college is fairly full-time, I'd say.
Of course.
And then the rest of time, there were extracurricular activities, like playing sport and whatever. So then, when I had graduated from university, I came back, and it was really cool to work in advertising. Like, you'd watch Mad Men, and all they did was like flirt with chicks and smoke cigarettes. And it's like, let's sign me up, right? Sign me up. So I started working for...
Sorry, let me get... Did you come back from Australia and work, or did you work there?
No, I came back.
Okay, you came back, okay.
Yeah, I came back immediately because I actually like this country a lot.
Of course, we all do.
I'm really like a homeboy.
Yeah.
And there's like great joys that I get of just being in Malaysia.
Right. Of course.
I know a lot of other people would think otherwise.
It's funny that you say that, especially right now, given the sentiments that are on the road, on the street, and I'm not going to talk about it, but I think when you boil it down to that, us as Malaysians, we're true blue Malaysians, you know?
Yeah, we are, and it also goes down to how much time you would spend in that country that makes it sort of like your country.
No, this is our tanah air. What do we know?
Exactly.
We don't know anything else.
Exactly.
We're the sons of the soil. I mean, we were born here, we bled here, and we will die here, right? I mean, inshallah.
Yeah. Not on this street, but yeah.
Okay, so you came back, you got into advertising. May I ask which agency?
So I worked at DDB, Leo Burnett and Gray.
Nice. How long was your advertising career?
8 years.
Oh wow, full time.
Full time.
Did you start any businesses even at that point?
No, none. I was very focused on just trying to be good at what I did. And
what did you do?
so I was client servicing.
Okay.
I think I was good at what I did,
Okay.
but I never loved what I did.
Okay, so since you brought up, honestly, dude, I didn't even know that you did advertising, right?
Yeah, I worked for Yasmin Ahmad for 5 years.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. The lady who put my ad on the map of the world.
That's it, man.
And her brother, who's now owns the rights or manages the rights to all her works, is my neighbor. He lives in Armani as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So what was the highlight of your 8-year advertising career journey?
like, there's no one highlight. It was a hell of a lot of fun. We partied a lot. We were at the Kanchil Awards, bagging awards. I think in the 8 years, what I appreciated a lot, and I speak about it when I talk to younger generation, is that you gotta work first.
Yep.
It's crucial to work.
Yep.
Because then you've sussed out whether that is something you want to do for the rest of your life,
Right.
or is it something you totally hate.
Right.
And then comes, if you're destined to be an entrepreneur and you start working at it, your own thing,
Yep.
as you would know,
Yep.
it is really hard. It's really, really difficult. But then you can compare with what you used to do and say, you know what, I still don't want to crawl back to that. I still don't want to go and do that for a living, so I'll stick at this and I'll work hard at this.
Yep.
So like, I can't tell you how much you learn from being in the workforce
Yep.
for a substantial amount of time, which I think 8 years was because at 28 I was in a ripe enough age to say, okay, I'll start my first business.
Understood. Interesting. So I guess you literally just said that, but can I still ask if there was one really good learning that you got out of 8 years in advertising?
Creativity,
Okay.
thinking
Okay.
out of the box.
Okay.
Like not taking no for an answer, not saying, oh, it's got to be like that. Why? It's like that. It's like that. Like, why can't it be different?
You have to
why
keep
must it
pushing
be
the
like
boundaries,
that?
yeah?
That's it.
Interesting. So that actually will be very helpful for those who are in advertising, especially who might be starting their careers, which is great. So then at which point did suddenly this whole entrepreneurial spark or streak, how did it begin at 28? What pushed you to the brink of saying, I'm done with advertising? And then what was your first
Venture.
First venture, that's right.
I think it was a combination of a bit of passion for what I wanted to do, or what I knew to do. A little bit of frustration of like not letting my ideas be seen. Clients just throwing cold water on all these ideas and so much red tape in between.
Right.
So at some point, the only thing I knew better was, so like I have a bar my dad had a bar, like a little bar in his house, and we'd always drink there, me and my friends.
Okay.
We'd pinch his booze and we'd drink, because you don't have a lot of money to go out on a Friday, Saturday night, and it was fun.
Right.
And I have that bar in my house right now, side story. So anyway, what I knew to do was to throw a party. I thought I could run a bar.
Right.
History has it, 12 years later, I'm still doing stuff like that.
Okay.
So I went ahead with a bunch of friends and opened a bar.
Which one was it?
So in 2008, it was called Tom, Dick and Harry's.
What, the original Tom, Dick and Harry?
The original Tom, Dick and Harry's. I'm a founder with Ernest called Taman Tun.
No kidding.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then was bought out of the business in 2010.
Okay.
So that is like a blessing in disguise, because I went on to do other things with other people, which was also in the F&B field.
Right.
So then I went on to do something called The Hill.
Of course.
In Damansari.
That I remember. So that was after TDH.
Just after TDH. And that led me to do business with a guy named Dexley, which then opened the doors to going from a tree concept F&B thingy in a house to the pool, which was something.
That's right. Jalan Ampang, I remember that.
Jalan Ampang, Neon Khan building, which is something that was extremely too forward for Malaysia.
Right.
We had GIS on our ass. We had a lot of issues with licensing, and after 3 years couldn't go forward with that.
Yep.
So we prematurely jumped the whole gang to the roof in Bandar Utama.
So were you guys the first guys to kick off the roof?
Yeah, of course.
What was there before?
It was just empty. It was just a rooftop to a building where you could go up there and smoke cigarettes and play truant from your boss in a fully occupied building called One First Avenue.
That's
and
correct.
We put that building on the map by building a 52,000 square foot entertainment.
Exactly. So did you guys pitch the idea to the owners of the building?
Yeah, we did.
Is that Jiggee Jon, by the way?
It's Jiggee Jon.
It is. Okay. And is that still running?
Yeah, it is. 6 years, and we've renewed for another 3, so we'll be around for 9.
Is it only 6 years?
Yeah.
It feels like a decade, man.
Yeah, it will be a decade with the renewal of the lease that's happened.
I'll never forget the event that I did literally on the top, atmosphere, right? Stratosphere, and it rained. We ran for our lives, dude. I was packing up my sound and lights, and we came down to what's the big restaurant downstairs? Signature, yeah.
That's because you didn't pay your BOMO. That's what happened.
Actually, the client is actually the ones in the building. What are they called?
PayPal.
No. They're probably still there.
Yeah,
the other guys. I forgot their name. Anyways, okay. So after the roof, what was next?
Okay, so the big shift in my life as a businessman, entrepreneur, was to diverse out of F&B. I was getting a bit drained out and too much of the time spent versus the dollar return.
Yep.
So I started to look into trends and sectors that I could possibly make some money, but at the same time still be passionate about it, because if not, I wouldn't want to put the time onto it.
Of course.
So then founded a cold pressed juice brand called Life Juice,
right?
Which was super big trend at the time to do like cold pressed juice.
That's right.
Was a part of Common Ground.
Yep.
From the start with a couple of good dudes, Jun Teo and Umana Kinchi.
You say was? Are you still in?
I'm still there.
Okay. All right.
Less active role, but been there from the start. I have a daycare and enrichment center, which is a business that I kind of I set up with my wife.
Yep.
And it was more triggered due to the stage of our life, being married with 2 children.
Of course.
So it kind of made sense. So it's a daycare enrichment center in the co-working space.
Okay.
So and then my love for football, playing football for 30 years.
Yep.
Just the lack of good facility. Built. We've now put pen to paper. Going to build by the end of the year. Build 12 full-size AstroTurf football fields.
What's that going to be called? What's that brand?
They're all different brands.
Okay,
they're all different brands under a singular company.
Right.
But like the New Camp, for example, is a play with words of the Camp Nou Barcelona, and we're building this new center called Endfield, END, like Enfield, Liverpool. So we like to take the Mickey out of it and have some fun. At the same time, just make sure there's creativity, because then people remember the name. They don't get confused with another center.
What other F&B outlets are you still? So you've got the roof still running.
Yeah.
What is there any others?
Yeah, I founded and operate a speakeasy called Circa.
Of course.
With a guy named KC.
Yeah.
Who's like a little brother to me, and we've been doing some work for a while, but this is the first time we're like coming together.
Understood.
Operating something.
Yeah.
I have a pork restaurant called the BBP, the Big Black Pig.
Where's that?
It's in the club in Bandar Dama.
Oh wow!
So these are also like, because we love food, and when I say we, like my family, my wife, and so I like to dwell into certain things like this, because you'll be enjoying the fruits of your labor.
Of course. So how many active businesses are you literally? You're like F&B, and then you're in entertainment, and then now you're saying sports. What else are we talking about here? What is Common Ground? Which category does that fall under?
That's space. I mean,
okay.
You can raise funds. It's not tech though, but it's real estate, right?
Okay, real estate. So then education. I mean, that's
Bubble
pretty.
Bubble tea.
Bubble tea as well. Which one?
Gongcha and
geez Louise. No way.
Yeah.
And the cold pressed juice is still running, right?
No, that's wound up. It's just
okay.
It's not how good. It's not a good industry.
So you walked away from it?
Yeah, I mean, me and my partners have decided that it's not something that works out anymore. So.
Right. When did you guys pull the plug on that one?
It's being wound up now. It's
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So, I mean, that's very, very colorful in the span of what, about 12 years?
Yeah.
Right? So in 12 years to be so diversified, that's pretty crazy. So who can I say has been a source of inspiration for you?
Oh, like many people.
Any big names or
my
any?
dad, clearly, because he taught me like resilience, man.
Right.
To just keep going at it.
Yep.
Till you get it right. Never
Yep.
say no.
Yep.
You know, my mom's like, oh, never die. You know, like it's, you know, just keep doing whatever you want to do. You know, imagine coming home one day and you tell your mom, who thinks you're like this high-flying advertising executive, like, I'm gonna open a bar. Go a little bar, just a small one.
They probably smacked the tar out of you.
Yeah, I know, right? And she's like, she's Chinese, right? So she's like, oh, you go to school, you get a degree, you work. So, you know, them clearly as like the cornerstone in my life. My wife, who's like been there since I've been like struggling. And
Yep.
one bar to like diverse business. She's been there.
Yep.
On the scene for 8 years. So like there's people like that, and then you look to people. I mean, you can go on YouTube and see all these people.
Yep.
Elon Musk, whatever, but can you be them? Can you learn from them necessarily? You know, so then you see people in your circle like
Yep.
Patrick Grove.
Yep.
Patrick Groves, you know, is a killer, right?
Yep.
So he moves fast. You can learn that from a guy like him because he goes into a sector, he learns fast, he reacts, and you know, he flips shit around. You know?
Yeah.
So you can learn stuff out of a guy like him who's a personal friend. He's been in Malaysia since he's been in Malaysia. We've been playing futsal together and hanging out. So a guy like him you could name. You know, in the world of nightlife, Cher of Zouk, I've
Yep.
known him all my life.
Yep.
You know, he's a mentor to me because he's the guy who's done it for the longest time.
Of course.
You gotta give props to that.
Yep.
So I can go on and on. Like,
So I mean, you're naming some really powerful names, and it makes sense because given how diversified you have become in 12 short years. So for me, I find that very remarkable. How the heck does somebody in 12 years flip themselves around so many times in so many different angles? Because I think that is definitely a story that will inspire anyone who wants to start any kind of business, because I think you've pretty much had a pulse on just about every sector one can think of, especially what I would deem as new age businesses.
yeah.
These are new age businesses, especially like Common Ground, cold pressed juices, you know, the sports stuff and all of that. Like maybe the bars, that's like a 100-year-old thing. Speakeasies, technically it's coming back, right? Right. So I mean, like, besides these people, but where did all these ideas come from? Like, did you just happen to be sitting around the table with like-minded people, and then these
You're almost answering my question, your question. Some of it is birds of a feather flock together,
Yep.
like-minded people. Let's say you're not good at something,
Yep.
partner someone who's a bit better at it than you.
Yep.
A lot of it is opening your eyes and traveling.
Right.
Try to be very observant when you travel, even
Yep.
Southeast Asia.
Yep.
Me and my wife, we're a bit fortunate. Before we had the kids, we traveled a lot. I never say no to an opportunity to travel.
Yep.
Me and Casey went to Ibiza. You know,
Yep.
there's so much you can learn in when you see progressive markets.
Of course.
You look no further than Singapore, Bangkok for F&B.
Yep.
And there's a lot you can learn out of that in the service industry.
For sure.
So that's one.
Mhm.
But then also talking about it is one, and doing it's another.
Yep.
Actually having the guts to find the people, find the funds, do it, stick at it till it's fruitful, and the most important, do you exit well or not?
Right.
Yeah, it's all fine and dandy, then it dwindles away, and then there it goes.
Right.
So the exit is almost more important than the entry.
Interesting. I mean, have you actually ever done any coaching sessions on things like this for startup businesses, or just getting into a business like this and the whole entry and exits? Have you actually done any talks on it?
I don't think I am in necessarily the best position
Okay.
to speak on exit. There's many people who've done it better, and my journey is long. So I may
Sure.
we'll see how my story ends.
Well, I'm not even talking about where it ends, because I mean, in this 12 years,
Yeah, I
in
know,
this
but in
interim,
the 12, I'm still busy doing more.
right?
Like, I'm still not where I want to be.
Sure.
So what I'm trying to say not trying to be humble way, but I'm still not where I want to be.
I totally understand.
Therefore, I will keep thriving in a weak economy, not leave Malaysia, do what I want to do that makes me happy.
Yep.
Because it makes me happy.
Understood.
In the process of it, I've acquired a wife, children, I've made best friends with my business partners.
Yep.
And my life goes on. If I had said no to a lot of things,
Yep.
I would have been a little bit depressed about it.
Sure.
Because I felt that I don't see why I can't do all of these things at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. Instead of making excuses.
No, I hear you. I mean, I don't think I've spoken to anyone else who's got this whole mindset of just life here and this need to, or not this need, but this affinity with just drilling down and setting your foot down firmly here in Malaysia, and do or die, it's going to happen. I've not heard anyone say that in a while, because again, the winds that are blowing, and I'm just going to leave it out there, has just caused, people's perspectives and take of life here to just kind of like, just change. And you're still on this journey, which I think is pretty cool, because
This journey's to Klang, by the way.
I know. I mean, I'm gonna flip around at Satya Alam lah. I've timed it in such a way because I feel that'll be enough time to get whatever I want out of you. Okay, so what are the highs of this last 12 years? And I know you, as you said, the best is yet to come, and I'm with you on that. And I definitely believe that the best is yet to come. But what are the highs thus far as an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur in 12 years?
We can speak about lows.
We can speak about lows. We can start low and go high.
It's if you talk about highs, don't always make out to see the entrepreneur's life all about high.
Yep.
You see social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it's portrayed that way.
Of course.
I don't tell you when I get sent to a lockup because of something that I shouldn't have done.
Right.
I don't speak about conflict of business with business partners. I don't speak about a lot of things that come part and parcel of it.
Sure.
And I don't wish to speak about sacrifice.
No, of
because
course.
This is a journey I chose. I had a cushy job, but I chose this path.
Mm-hmm.
And a really good entrepreneur doesn't complain. He shows his work.
Yep.
He just shows his work and people see his work.
Yep.
And that's where opportunity comes about, right?
Right.
So I don't wish to speak about highs, because you're meant to create this life that every day you're high.
Of course.
I don't mean that in a drugs kind of way.
No, I got it.
You know what I mean?
And I hope
You're
everybody else is getting it as well.
When I say that, I mean like you're meant to be happy doing what you're doing.
Yep.
If not, you struggle out of bed and you're not happy in your relationship, you're not happy in your business,
Yep.
and it'll show. So that's the utmost importance, to be happy.
Yep.
And then comes lows that would just like throw you all these curveballs.
Yep.
And that's the true test of whether you dodge them, get back up on the horse,
Yep.
or you give up, So, like I said, it's only 12 years in, man.
No, but that's the thing, because most people are looking at success stories of, let's just say, the huge business tycoons that Malaysia has had, and they're all out there, well-known names. They're all, we refer to their brands as guiding brands that have set or put Malaysia on the global map, right?
Yeah.
But then I think it's important that even at this level, so you will be 40 this year, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. When's that happening?
November, 1st of November.
Are you planning a big 1-year celebration?
Big one. Big.
Yeah. The last time you did something big was Red Foo, I remember.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What was it, your 35th? No.
Nah, 30.
The 30th?
37, I don't know.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, the last 6 years I've been doing big parties.
Well, this year, the whole 40 thing is always a biggie wiggy lah.
Yeah.
Right. So, so as a 40-year-old, these are significant milestones, and I think there's going to be this whole current generation of those who are starting, because right now everybody's doing it as a gig economy.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Traffic.
Oh, everybody's doing things. They're going towards gig economies. Nobody wants to actually just have a full time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People just want to be able to sell their services and just pretty much be their own boss from the onset, you know. Like, I mean, I've been just observing the market of the current batch of people entering the market. So, you know, it's like, I think your story of just how you got together with different people and set up different gigs, but, you know, they've become full-time multiple gigs. It's interesting, and I think this is where. So, what would you say to someone who wants to maybe emulate some of the things that you've done with the many different people that you have gotten into business with?
I think it's really important who you hang out with.
Okay.
It kind of like molds you as a business person. So it's important that maybe when I started, I hang out with more mature people, older people, more successful people. It is fine to be the least successful in your group of friends. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because then you strive to be bigger and better, and then there will be people who will follow you and be part of your crew.
Right.
So that comes sort of using each other in a positive way.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. And if you're not good at something, it's fine to admit that you're not good at it. You're not meant to be good at everything.
Right.
And you're not meant to know everything.
Right.
And when you start to think you know everything, there might be a problem. So then comes getting the right people involved, people who are passionate about certain thing to do business with, right? It's a lonely journey when you're all by yourself doing these things.
Of course.
So yeah, you know, that's the simplest layman sort of advice I can give you.
Okay.
If you're gonna start a business, right?
So what do you not do then?
What do you not do? Like partner with the wrong people.
So, but that's the thing. What's the gauge? How do you measure when it's a wrong?
You're right. Like, you're right, because it could be you don't know till you try and then you find out.
Because, you know, everybody can blow sunshine up your rear end, and it appear to be like, oh, this dude is legit, you know, or this really seems like. I mean, is there something as a gut feeling, or, you know, is there? I mean, how do you ascertain if that's going to be a right fit? At least for you.
It's kind of like, you know, or you don't. It feels right.
Okay.
People always speak about this. Oh, don't do business with friends. Don't do business with family. I've seen a lot of these businesses with friends and family work, by the way.
Are you testament to that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I have, at any given time, my brother worked with me, my mom worked with me, my mother-in-law currently with me, my wife. So like it can work. It's your mindset.
Okay.
And it's all expectation. What are they coming into expecting, and you know, so.
But just going slightly further out, like friends, like, I mean, like, have you actually worked with friends and built businesses together?
Yeah, hell yeah. I've worked with friends where we are no longer friends. I've worked with friends that we are way closer than we could have ever possibly been not doing business together.
Understood.
Like, no chance.
So the business brought you all together?
Yeah. Like, closer than if we were just friends.
So there you go. So, I mean, you've literally said it. You said there are friends who are no longer friends.
Yep.
You've worked with immediate family.
Yep.
Extended family?
Yep.
Okay. And friends. So, I think that is important, because I personally, the people that I've worked with family as well, from my brother to a cousin, and I've also worked with. I haven't really worked with friends, although my right-hand man now is one of my oldest friends. He's 15 years with me, but I've known him since we were 10, so I've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
So there you go, right? So we've become closer in the process of working together.
Yeah.
But a lot of my good friends are the people that I've met on the job, and we've actually become like familia, you know, because through trials and tribulations, you guys literally get together and help each other. So that's
100%, because you've been through the bad times. The good times is easy to pull
exactly
through, it's just good times.
It's in the bad that you really know who's got your back, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, what's next? Like, you're obviously, as you said, what you took away from the advertising world was creativity. That was the first thing you mentioned before you said other things. So what's next? It's pretty obvious you are a creative chap, given the trajectory of all that you've done in 12 years. What's next? Are you allowed to share some little nuggets?
Yeah, of course. Just keep creating. I like that. I like to see the fruits of your labor. You know?
Yep.
So
But are you working on any other new ideas?
I'm working on two things.
Okay.
Not letting the cat out of the bag.
No, of
yet.
course. I mean, I'm just trying to dig. I'm trying to dig it out, but I'll let you reveal as much as you want to.
Yeah, it's in current like sectors that I'm in.
Understand.
So I'm just building more on it.
Are there any sectors that you've not gone into, but you've got this little hankering or this little itch to try?
Well, I'd like to say event management, but I've done a bit of it.
Really, dude? Event management?
They always speak about tech, right? They always speak about tech because you can make fast money, but so many people are in it, and
Okay.
there's so many ideas out there. Are we a bit late to the party or not? Yeah, because that's a big investment, often at times a bottomless pit of
Yep.
just money going into it. So don't really know.
Interesting.
But it's not a strong market to just like rush into
Yep.
things. Just be a bit more conservative.
Yep.
I think you
Any other markets though besides that, or industries?
not for now. Just tighten what we have. It's-
Right.
There's a lot going on.
Right.
There's a lot of work to do.
Sure.
There's room for improvement.
So how in the world do you balance out what do you do on a day-to-day with so many things ongoing?
2 kids. And the 2 kids.
Of course, being married with 2
Time
kids.
management. Just
How
being
in
a
the
bit more
world?
strategic about things. I do a bit more work at home now. Set up a home office.
Okay.
Set up a home office. So again, like when I wake up early, I can just knock out some emails and do some things.
Yep.
Invest in people. Like try to spend the most time with leaders,
Yep.
people.
Yep.
One of our centers for those fields.
That's right.
And just learn to empower others. Cut out shares to people. We had this chat over breakfast, right? So
Yeah.
like, you're losing a right-hand person.
Yeah.
Should they have stakes in the business? Would they stay? Would they take a percentage of time off of you that allows you to travel and live? Blah blah blah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all things that everyone out there, the viewers, know.
Yeah.
But it also boils down to finding the right person, managing them, people
Yep.
management,
Yep.
etc. So
Yeah. So
yeah, cliche.
so how do you spend a regular day? What's your practice?
So like the kids get us up a bit earlier than we would like, and then it's coffee and a bit of breakfast,
Yep.
and then would have lined up all the Google Calendar stuff from the days before, and
Yep.
just start hitting meetings after meetings. Just try not to like move around offices so much.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. So do you have them all centralized, or they just pretty much?
No. We, like me and one partner, decide like we'll, because there's many common grounds created. Like where's a hub? Where would make sense to be a hub?
Right. Which
And-
one is it?
Damansara Heights, and then now we may move to another hub.
Okay.
And just kind of get people to come around us to get stuff done. Just
Sure.
in the most efficient way. Right?
Of course. Of course.
Like, no point traveling. You know the traffic situation.
No, of course. And what about the other businesses that you're involved in? Do you have them come and meet you in common ground? Or?
Yeah, we set up some offices in common ground. Some of them we go to. Some operate at different times of the day, right? So like,
True.
Like if you're gonna do a work in progress meeting in a bar,
Yeah.
you can just do it in the bar.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with that because you gotta speak about operations and
Understood.
it's all there, right?
So what time does the day typically end?
Not too bad. Like a weeknight, you can be in bed by midnight, easy.
Okay.
Easy, yeah.
With the
but
kids
then-
as well.
Yeah. Kids go down at 9 and 10.
Okay,
Then
go
it's a bit
down.
of- yeah.
I like how you use it when they go down.
Go down like a log. Not quite like that, but and then comes a bit of time with my wife,
Yep.
and that's like watching some Netflix or YouTube.
Yep.
An hour and a half, and you go to bed.
Right.
If there's an event like tonight, there's a Tatler event, and you're gonna go get drunk,
Yep.
then maybe 1, right? And if it's a weekend and you want to go out with business partners, friends, then it might cap at 1. Yeah,
Understood.
Sure.
But what about, like, I mean, I know you, this is only because I know you. So the cycling thing and all of that, how do you find time to, do you still find time to slot in, you know, like, I guess, exercise and whatnot?
Yeah, I still do heaps of it. I just choose when is the best downtime to do it.
Yep.
So like, I would cycle in the evening.
Yep.
Versus in the morning when I could do more stuff with the kids, and then I'd play football at 3 o'clock on a Sunday.
Okay.
And I choose that game on our fields.
Yep.
Versus like 8 o'clock at night, because to get to that field I need an extra hour, and
Yep.
it's just time consuming, blah blah blah.
Do you have a daily exercise regime?
No, I just exercise 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay. And food-wise, like, I mean, given the fact that you've also, wait, do you have restaurants? You do.
Yeah, I do
you
have. I have a couple
So,
restaurants.
you know, what's your go-to? What kind of food do you like?
Oh, I'm half Indian, half Chinese. My dad's Indian, mom's Chinese, so
Yeah.
I like both Indian and Chinese food. Dude, like, I eat anything, man. I really do. I love food. Me and my wife go out there looking for good food. When I say good food, it could be anything from like a Michelin star restaurant out in Singapore, Thailand, or just street food.
So, as a quintessential Malaysian who is Chindian,
Yeah.
you have the best of both worlds. What is your number one lah Malaysian dish?
Dish.
Yeah, I mean Malaysian
but I think
food
Nasi
lah.
Lemak wins.
Really?
Nasi lemak has to win.
Okay. No, but for
Because-
you, it's personal. As in for you, what is your,
What do I go to?
like for me, it's roti canai and curry lah, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
curry ikan lah, you know.
You're a man easy to impress.
You dip that in. That was the one thing I missed the most when I was studying in the US, dude. I was craving lah.
You can buy it from the supermarket.
Dude, it's garbage lah. That's like, well, what do you want to call it? It's
Yeah, frozen.
frozen. No, it's not the same. Man. Unless got to make it nice and garing lah, you know.
Yeah.
No, but
Well, I would. Okay, my jam, my thing is hot pot. With business partners, friends, family, hot pot.
Okay.
We also own a hot pot restaurant, a
Okay.
premium one.
There we go.
But it's kind of like the activity of it, of like having a drink,
Yeah.
bit of meat without necessarily too much carbohydrates and oil, and
Yeah.
it's kind of healthy.
Yep.
And it's the activity more than anything.
Right.
So I've eaten in almost every hot pot restaurant in Klang Valley. Literally Google it. I've been to.
That was just you doing market research lah, obviously.
Me just market research.
So you're saying it's hot pot?
Hot pot.
Not even the standard mama and all that. I mean, I'm sure you whack anything.
I don't fancy mamas.
Really?
I much prefer a banana leaf rice meal
Wow.
any day over a mama.
Wow.
Mama food meal. Yeah.
Wow. So you guys are not the kind of family who'll chill at the mama if there's a chance.
No.
Wow. Interesting.
Like a friend of mine who wanted to reminisce the times when we hung out in Darus.
Yes.
But this time he drove a LP560 and he's like, "Hey, dude, I got this car, let's go to a mama." We ended up in Centrepoint McDonald's.
Oh my lord.
We just for the life of us couldn't find a mama that we'd be comfortable with. We didn't know what to eat, we didn't know what to drink, so sugar water, blah blah blah.
Interesting. Look at that.
So we ate a prosperity burger with curly fries.
God. So let me see. Like, we've talked about all of that. So now we come to the fact that I love the fact that you, your wife, your dear kids are happily in the spotlight. I mean, you guys do that. It almost seems like it's second nature. How the hell do you handle all that, dude? Especially your kids. Like, I mean,
They
just
sign for Adidas,
innocently, they're just like, woohoo! You know, for them, it's just a day out, lah. They couldn't be asked what mom and dad has put on them. But
It's a party, it's one
I
big
mean,
party.
how do you guys handle that as well? Like, I mean, being a brand as a family. I mean, I find that quite fascinating. Like,
My kid, my 2.5-year-old flipped out. My kids and my wife and me are signed with Adidas.
Okay.
And my kid rocked up to the store and just saw this big poster with her in it, and like almost, without exaggerating, looked at us like, did you fucking agree to this shit?
I mean, have they ever done that with a previous family? I don't remember.
No, they
that.
haven't.
I think you guys
According to Adidas, I quote this, they haven't.
Yeah.
So we're blessed. I'm so happy that 4 years of work with Adidas, and they've rewarded the whole family.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Adidas. It's cool. It's great profiling. Me and my wife decided when we had kids.
Yep.
You know, admittedly they're too young to make their own decisions.
Yep.
But mother and father is in this
Yep.
since my wife was, Miss Malaysia 2013, and
Yep.
she's been in that field and spotlight, whatever.
Correct.
And father also dwells into social media, trying to
Yep.
make some coin. We said, okay, we'll put the kids into it. We'll document all their life, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And then when they're old enough to make the decision,
Yeah.
we've archived it at least.
Right.
We've archived it. And
This-
then, yeah.
This reminds me so much about of at least some of my friends who grew up being Happy Meal children. Like, the whole McDonald's Happy Meal kids,
Yeah.
So it almost it feels like that. So I mean, I think
When you speak of the Happy Meal,
Yeah.
it's those times when you go for your friend's birthday party in Bangsa and they send you in the freezer. Can you imagine how simple minds children have?
Yeah.
That going in a freezer is like the highlight of their birthday party.
Exactly. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see when your girls come of age or come older, and they look back and like, holy moly, seriously? They'll be like, Mom and Dad, you exploited us.
Exactly. Where's
Or
the
more
money?
like, listen, you guys
You
had
get paid
cool
for this?
you had cool shoes. We were starting your education fund early, which
Yeah,
is
and we do have a bank account.
That's what
joint
I'm
bank
saying.
account for
That's what I'm saying. So this is pretty cool. Like, so obviously you didn't plan that. How did that come about? How have you positioned yourself, you and your wife, to also market yourselves as a brand, as a husband and wife, or now as mom and dad as well? I mean, that I think is pretty cool, because I don't know of any other family that has done that. And I think that's why Adidas also took advantage of
On a
that.
global front, there's many.
Of course,
It's just
I'm talking
more
about here.
Yeah, just here in our backyard.
Yeah.
And in no way do I say it like we're popular.
Right.
I know people who are numbers wise like incredibly more popular in what they do.
Sure.
So there's no harm of like replicating what Awal and Shah done with their child and their whole journey.
Yep.
Who are good friends of ours.
Yep.
And just trying in our own way to create a story, and if you like it, you like it, right?
Right.
It's,
But how did that happen, bro? Like, I mean,
it's just like how kind of like business happens and life
Okay.
happens. It's does it make sense? Does it make you happy? Okay, would people be interested in it? Yeah, they would be. So like, who watches you? Like Indian people, Chinese people? Yeah, a bit of mix, a bit of both.
yep.
So it's also milestones in your life when you get a bit more popular with these large milestones like getting married, having children.
Of course.
And then suddenly there's different pillars that people are interested in.
Yep.
Like some people like to follow my feed because of, let's say, fashion or cars, and then the opposite would be people who want to see my kids, not me. And then my wife, because she was in the pageant and she ran the pageant. So little bits and bobs, we scrape the barrel here and there,
Yep.
we make something up. Is it interesting? To those people, yes it is. To a lot of people, it might be garbage.
Sure.
But heck, that's our story,
Yeah. So
That's our story.
you literally segregated it so well. So how in the world do you just post as per, or do you actually have a targeted way or a systematic way of how you separate what you share from your personal, from you and your wife or your kids? Because you brought it up. I'm like, how do you? I've never actually paid attention, because then I see your feed, I see whatever you're doing. I'm like, okay, cool, he's doing that, he's doing this.
Yeah.
Here and there we comment and all that. But how do you segregate?
I think it's the pillars.
Okay.
So motivate people is
Okay.
so crucial.
Okay.
It's so crucial to do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
As you would put positivity out there.
Of course.
Then just also not be too showy about it, because
Sure.
I know people do it
Yep.
and that's their game,
Yep.
but I feel that you got to keep it humorous. Like everyone wants to have a laugh. That's why video is such a big deal right now.
Yep.
They don't really need to read your long copy. It's
No.
just haha, that's funny, TikTok,
Yep.
boom bam, they're in and out. So we try to do that. We're ticking all the boxes and keep that consistency, but yet not too much. So like, if you were to pop 3 pictures up on Instagram a week, I think that's okay.
Yep.
I just don't think you should be smashing 3 pictures before lunch,
Yep.
which some people do.
Of course.
So like that, like there's certain rules about it. Keep your imagery clean, because agencies are the ones that really get you jobs. They DM you and they get you jobs.
Yeah.
So like, don't be too ratchet, don't be too sexy about things, because you're not really going to get as many jobs doing that angle,
I understand. But I mean, like, I guess
stuff people.
how do you plan? Do you actually have somebody helping you plan all of this, or just doing on your own account?
It's me and my wife just speaking about this, and if it makes sense, do you think it's cool that we post something like that?
So you discuss it with your wifey? Wow,
yeah, of course.
that's
we have an
pretty-
office that we sit at, and we speak about this stuff.
Wow, that's interesting.
In the
She should have been in the car, man. It'll be so
Yeah.
much cooler to have a different angle, you know?
Anytime. She's and she speaks like a hell of a lot better than me.
Oh yeah, whatever, dude.
No, she does it
but
for a living.
no, but I love it.
I
You know,
know.
in fact, maybe I should, because I think girl power is super important.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
And I'm
Hell
a
yeah.
huge fan of just women who get out there and just kill it.
Yep.
And, you know, so maybe that'll be something we can schedule later, because I've got Nadia Hing coming up soon again. Nadia, coming for you one more round. It's been a year, and the last time I didn't do her much justice. So, but no, I'm a huge fan when ladies just get out there and do their thing. So, just in a wrap up, I mean, we've spoken, we've covered many aspects of your life, but you know, what just keeps you going now on a daily basis?
Creation, I'd say, like just trying to do more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sprinkling this creative dust
Yep.
and doing stuff, you know, being happy doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a matter of like you invest and buy stocks or whatever.
Yeah.
People give you tips, you do that.
Yep.
But do you want to be involved? Not in an egoistic way. You
Yep.
wanna, you still think you bring something to the table and value,
Yep.
and that's what I want to do.
Have you ever had the opportunity of somebody coming up to you and saying like, "Hey, Roen, you know, something you've done or something you're doing has actually impacted my life, and I'm a better person because of this." Have you had?
Often.
Very good.
I think it happens because what I do is attainable things.
Sure.
When I say that, it's not like Richard Branson is like, one day I want to own an airline.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, that football field my kid plays on.
Yeah.
That's so good. The academies, like, it's so good. The fields, we never had this growing up.
Yep.
Playing football in chopped up fields, stuff like that. Or like, I proposed to my wife now at Stratosphere.
Yeah.
Like, it's just little nuggets of joy, right?
Yeah.
That I played a little part
Yep.
in facilitating that.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you 1,000 stories of that.
Really?
Yes,
Just
all
people
the
just
time.
reaching out.
People just being happy, getting drunk in a bar of mine, or just the food's good.
I mean, I've had a lot of fun in
You know
Sitka,
what I
so
mean?
you know,
And,
yeah.
and like you doing child education, the kid, like that's your kid, man. I'm talking about like personal stuff here, you know. So yeah, there's no two ways about it. I think it is. And again, I'm not. You asked me the question, I answered it. I'm not blowing my own horn. I do it because I do it.
Yep.
I don't need no recognition for stuff like that. It's just
No, because I think it's important, because now that I understand better of all that you're doing and how diversified you are, so I'm pretty sure that lives have been touched at some point in time with just some of the things that you've had the chance of setting up and establishing with all the different people that you have. So yeah, but just that makes a lot of sense, especially Stratosphere, right? Like people proposing up there.
Stratosphere.
You know,
People have proposed at the Hill. People have proposed, you know, even had weddings at the restaurant, Signature, all kinds of stuff.
dude, it's funny because now when I think about it, I remember all these places. I've been to all of them, and I've got distinct memories. I even a memory
Why,
of the
why
Hill.
is it so distinct? Do you
That's not
drink too
important.
much?
Shut up. No, but the Hill, I have a memory of it now, and a good friend of mine, Kabe, will remember that memory too. But never mind, that's not important altogether.
Yeah.
You know,
Happy
so
days.
it's ironic, but yeah, I mean, you've actually been a part of Klang Valley's last decade of history, you know, with some of the establishments and even the pool. I never had a chance to come. Always wanted
It's a
to
different
come.
universe, that one.
Of course. But I mean, everybody talked about it. You know, and I think 2 years ago there was another one. They had the Sunday Daydream, or
Yeah,
Was it?
that's my boys. Yeah, they're promoters. Yeah.
Alex Martin and gang, right?
Yeah. Alex Mann used to do work with us at the pool and stuff. But you know, all these things, they happen for a reason. Like the
course.
pool, I met my wife there doing the catwalk for Miss Malaysia.
No.
Yeah, like literally I was there and I met her. We stayed in touch, and this was in 2012.
Wow. When did you guys get married?
3 years ago.
Only 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
but we did it for a fair amount of time, and
Yep.
within the 3 years, it's been like rapid because you got 2 kids.
Correct. I mean, you just pretty much boom, you know, it's like...
Yeah, but it's good because like closing in on 40 with 2 kids makes a bit more sense.
Of
And also
course.
like dating for that amount of time.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a position right now where I have a bit more luxury of time.
Yeah.
Versus when I was trying to climb this ladder, it was tricky for me, man. I was early starts and late nights, and it's just...
Correct.
Anyway.
So, just to literally wrap things up, like, what would you just put out there, I mean, to anyone? I mean, because you've got a colorful life and living proof from just the businesses you're in to your personal life to even now the fact that your kids are in the spotlight and the limelight. There's just so much color around you. What would you put out there? And actually, I didn't ask you.
Well.
I wanted to ask you this, but now I'm going to ask you: how in the world do you de-stress, dude? Or do you not have a need to do that? What do you do for downtime? Like you, one-on-one, yeah? Just you.
Okay, like yesterday, I had a crazy day. I won't tell you why. And then I got home, and then I put my running shoes on and my iPod, and I ran out of my house, like literally out the front door.
Okay.
And I ran around the neighborhood for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
And I jumped in my swimming pool and I just chilled there for like 20 minutes.
So that was just you just switching off?
That was just me.
Switching off?
Warming up and cooling down and switching off and trying to like wrap my head around something.
Interesting.
No, but I think it sounds bizarre, but it's actually a good thing to do. That's one. Speaking to people, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Speaking to people. Earlier on my point about not acting like you're so clever, that means speaking to someone else and seeking advice.
Yeah.
You know, and also don't take life a bit lighter. You know, when growing up, I was really hard on myself, really hard on myself, and I had like stress from work, and I just feel, you know, a bit like if certain things are a little bit like meant to be, then it's meant to be, because if one door shuts, another one opens, because
Correct.
that's business, right? Like, how dare you? How would you do business otherwise if you thought everything's just a bloody success for the rest of your life? And if it was so easy, why is not everyone doing it? You know?
Oh, this is powerful, dude. I mean, I'm glad you said that, because you've been pushing yourself from the early start of your, I mean, you know, at least working, and I think you set your own bars pretty high, right?
Yeah, super high, and I set it even higher now, because I think I always speak about the ripe age to be doing business, which is 28. I'm not just saying it because that's when I did it, but I think that if it's a bit too young, your ideas are a bit raw. If it's a bit too late, your commitments in your life are different. Now's the time to do well, because I have my wife, my children, I have responsibility there. You know, when I'm all by myself in this journey, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? I'll climb back up. So now you have to be very wary. You know, how much time are you working because you have to spend time with your family? How much money are you making? Are your investments safe and sound? Or are they big time gambles? And you stand to lose it all. So I can tell you, like right now, everyone thinks it's cushy. No, it's less cushy now.
Of course.
You know, you gotta kick yourself in the butt, because
it's funny, that you literally just summarized the whole thing, and you basically said in reality you've basically just reset the clock, but now you're working towards I guess a better goal, because you know you got the wife, you got the kids, and you got your priorities a little realigned, if I may say. So
check and balance.
There you go. So what would you just say to anyone out there? Just, I mean, I really think you've got a great story, and I really think that many people will learn from it and can learn from it. What would you just want to put out there to anyone who has the chance to watch this or hear this?
I think what we spoke about in 45 minutes can be daunting.
53, by the way.
53 can be daunting. To a lot of people. So take the first step. Do some business. Be with the right people. First step. Baby steps. I make it sound really easy. Some of it's accidental, some of it's luck. One thing will lead to another. But just equip yourself with knowledge. Read a lot. Rub shoulders with the right people, and don't be hasty. You know, like try not to be too hasty. I've seen that a lot. I see. Sometimes I go to universities, colleges, and I meet youth, and they have a tech idea, they have an app idea, they want to be a millionaire tomorrow, and like, calm your tits, slowly, do what you're good at, you know, and that's it really, you know, because just really wrapping up on my end, the question you hit earlier, what sectors do you play in? There's a bunch of sectors I can tell you.
Yep.
And I won't tell you. But am I good at it? Do I have passion for it? Do I have love for it? No. So I don't even want to think about it. Does that really be work for me, man? That'd be a lot of work. So I won't bother.
Yeah, but the thing is, obviously, it also means you're diversified. You've got an extremely diversified portfolio.
I had to, because my base was food and beverage.
Yeah.
Nightlife.
Yeah.
How many do you think I would actively run with, earlier your point at breakfast, when you're the face of the business?
Correct.
Right? You're the face of the business, they want to see you. So how many of those can you do?
Dude, you just literally brought up another question.
Right.
You are the face of many of your businesses, am I correct?
Not all.
But quite a few, right?
Quite a few.
How do you juggle that?
Some of it, there's no face for the business.
Right.
Some of it, there's other business partners that lead.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to slap your face onto? Now you're a father with kids. Do you want to be out in a club till 4 a.m?
Yep.
If that is, the answer is no, then don't slap your face on it. Then get a younger guy, a bachelor who can run your shop, girl, whoever, do that. And then you slap your face on something else.
Yep.
Like my wife reinvented herself and smacked her face on a child education center because she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her saying, I'm not just a beauty queen, I'm a businesswoman.
I understand.
Stuff like that, you know.
Interesting. Okay, so
Fairly.
wow, you've given quite a few. You've given business 101 tips, which I think that was great because that was the angle I wanted to. I wasn't sure which way this would pan out, but I think I really like the fact that you've answered questions in such a way that I think this is very helpful for anyone who potentially wants to just get out there or even walk away from something. Somebody might be 27 and having this idea, and I think if they hear this, and I think I really hope a lot of people, because you've basically been completely raw on this, and I really appreciate that because you've just shared your heart, and that's what I really wanted for this to happen, and I appreciate that. So I think I really hope that a lot of people will gain something from this, but that's it. So folks, 56 minutes and counting with my man Roen, who is a serial entrepreneur. God only knows what else he's going to be up to next. But what a journey, dude. And it's exciting because I think it's very inspirational. As a young Malaysian, you've come this far in such a short span of time. I definitely admire the tenacity that you have, your perseverance, and literally the many things that you do. And we've spoken about this off cam as well, and so in getting to know you a little better with this conversation, I think it empowers me as well to also to see how I can do things a little differently as well, because for people like me and another close friend of ours where we've been doing what we're doing from as long as we know, it's different, and it's difficult to step away from that and reinvent ourselves, but I think it is important, so if anything, I think I've gotten something out of this. So that to me is it's what it's all about. So thanks for being on the Jiggee Jon Show, folks. This will be dropping very, very soon, but it's a great episode, and we'll be on all avenues, which is YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Over and out.